All right, so welcome to the Math 2Con 2 channel, Puppets on Strings, and this is my Young Thug breakdown, all right? Now, as you can see here, American rapper Young Thug, okay? So, this character has really climbed the ranks, as you can say, right? Very popular as of late, with this high profile case. Let me read this. So, the Young Thug, the 33-year-old Atlanta born Grammy winning artist, whose given name is Jeffery Williams, pleaded guilty to gang, drug, and gun charges in October after negotiations with prosecutors broke down. All right. And Atlanta rap star Young Thug, more currently, right, was released from jail. And, they give Thursday night. But obviously, this wasn't this last Thursday. You see the clipping there, November 1st. But was released from jail, they say, Thursday night after changing his plea to guilty earlier that day in Georgia's longest running criminal trial, right? Okay. And let me just go over here real quick. And I'm going to ask Google and I'm going to show you this. Explain what Young Thug got arrested for. Okay, you see right here, Young Thug, 33, jailed since his arrest in May 2022 on charges related to leading an alleged street gang, Young Slime Life, or YSL, with members accused of committing illegal and violent acts, including murder, armed robbery, drug dealing, and carjacking. Okay, just to give you that real quick, we'll look at his Instagram, and we'll check some of this out real quick before we go forward. I'll just play a little bit of this.
Batman rubbing, I can't tell him sorry. Rich nigga shit. I must have taught myself a million things. I'm out the trap, I can sell anything. I wish I would allow myself to.
Obviously, I can't play a lot of that stuff, but let's see what else we have here, just so we can get some kind of because most of the time when you look up these characters, it's going to give you like some music video or some copyright claim material that you can't really play, right? So let's see what we can get off of here real quick.
Hey, peace, prosperity, humbleness, godly fear in people, man. Right. This is what we toasting to. We making sure the kids had this shit. This is what we toasting for, fool. This is what we in it for.
All right, and obviously as well, you get a lot of rumors online about this character looking a lot like female rapper Sexy Red. Okay, and I say they're probably related. All right, remember the Drake song Family Matters. Okay, but All in the Family, that's going to be my take. Other channels may say they're like the same character. That's not what I think. I'm going to say that they're probably related, but besides everything else I just mentioned, also known for that. So let me play a little bit more. What do we have here? Obviously can't play much of that. So it's going to just be a lot of music.
Some people forget it, but
let's
I'm
hear
one
what
of the ones
this
that try to stay true, man. Stay pure. Some people forget it, but I'm one of the ones that try to stay true, man. Stay.
All right, so no. So yeah, just a lot of music stuff basically, but
None of my deals will make me a meal.
interesting outfit there.
I wonder if I ever get off sales.
All right, so that's enough of that. Let's go back here to the breakdown, okay? And we'll start here. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this as well. This was the first character I could remember as far as this new era rap scene, okay, where he really came with like some feminine agenda, right? As you see this dress here. All right, let me go ahead and read this. Young Thug Wore the Dress by Alessandro Trinconi. Probably going to butcher the name. On the cover of his 2016 mixtape, Jeffery. It was something only the self proclaimed thug could pull off. And here's a quote: "In my world, you could be a gangsta with a dress, or you could be a gangsta with baggy pants," he said. "I feel like there's no such thing as gender." All right. And obviously, you can see now kind of where we're at in the world. Okay. And if you ask me, I don't think that quote comes from he may have said that, but I think he was given a script, right? Okay, because when we look at rap and gangster rap over the years, remember Dr. Dre before he hit with NWA and the Chronic and all of the gangsta agenda. Remember, he was Easy E said it, right? He was wearing mascara and lipstick, right? And if I'm not mistaken, was that with the World Class Wrecking Crew? Um, don't quote me on that, but I think it was the World Class Wrecking Crew. But yeah, mascara and lipstick, right? So yeah, like I mentioned, Young Thug coming with this agenda, one of the first ones, and you see how it's kind of like spiraled out of control. Okay, so now we get a little bit more familiar with Young Thug. I mean that outfit on the left is super wild there. Okay, so here's Birdman. Okay, we know Birdman connected to this character as well. I remember this issue with Lil Wayne that Birdman had. Almost like they're trying to replace him with Young Thug, and maybe a lot of weirdness going on there as well. Okay, especially when you got Young Thug wearing the dresses and pushing that like feminine agenda. And what we're in the year 24 now, okay? So you can really tell how Young Thug kind of kicked all of this off. Then you had what Lil Uzi Vert and a lot of these other rappers who are going feminine. We'll see if it cycles back around again, but only time will tell, right? Usually that's how it goes, though. So Birdman says he started Rich Gang with Young Thug as a favor to Lil Wayne. Okay, interesting. As a favor to Lil Wayne, Birdman has cleared up the misconception many thought was a shady move. I'm trying to think how that was a favor to Lil Wayne, because weren't they like dissing him, or at least Birdman in the media? I mean, those are at least maybe like words that they put out. I don't know offhand if I can remember the words coming out of any of their mouths, but they really played that beef up in the media, and they were threatening not dropping the Carter 6 album and all that. But anyways, Birdman has cleared up the misconception many thought was a shady move. His launch of Rich Gang in 2014 with Young Thug and Rich Homie Quan, RIP, as his fallout with Lil Wayne happened soon after. Okay, so uh, Jeffery Lamar Williams Jr., born August 16th, 1991, Known professionally as Young Thug, is an American rapper known for his eccentric vocal style and fashion. He is considered an influential figure in modern hip hop and trap music. Think about it. Trap. Think about the internet, World Wide Web. Okay? There's just something with this language. All right? But modern hip hop and trap music, and a pioneer of the mumble rap micro genre. Okay? Now, speaking of the language, you see these four ciphers right here. All right? And this is what I help to show these connections. And it really hits different when the numbers match like that. All right? Look at so he's out of Atlanta, Georgia. You see it right there. Look at Atlanta, okay? If you simply just reverse the alphabet, where Z is 1, A is 26, Atlanta equals 21 when you apply that method. And just forwards, A B C 1 2 3, trap music also equals 120. All right? And look at these reduction ciphers here. Young Thug and Atlanta, you get 48. Okay, and reduction, you just reduced at the 10th letter, going each way with the alphabet. Okay, how do you reduce, you ask? Well, you just add the double digits together and reduce to a single digit. Okay, and that's it. And once you do that with the alphabet, forwards and reverse, with the reduction, you just simply add up all the single digits, and that's how you get these reduction numbers here. And something else that's amazing, and it kind of exposes like this whole letter number system that they gave us to work with. I mean, we've been deceived, but 4 plus 8 is 12, okay? And you see 120 is like 12 there, right? When you just drop that zero. So that's a nice start there, so I can show you those four ciphers that I'm using. All right? And this is the debut studio album called So Much Fun for Young Thug, all right? Look at So Much Fun in that ordinal cipher. You also get the 120, okay? So Atlanta 120, trap music, which he's known for, or mumble rap, but the trap, right? Trap music 120, Atlanta 120, So Much Fun 120. Now, look at that reduction cipher. So Much Fun 39, trap music 39, first name Jeffery 39, and again 3 plus 9 is 12, just like 4 plus 8 is 12. All right? And even So Much Fun, this debut studio album, look, 123 in reverse, just like trap music. All right? So let me know what y'all think about that so far. Okay, if you want, you can go ahead and drop some comments or some likes down there. Okay, shout out to YouTube. Hook me up, right? Let's get some love on this. Math 2 Con 2, Puppets on Strings. So, and here's the list of studio albums. Look how So Much Fun, that debut we just hit on, released on his birthday in 2019. All right, you see his birthday, August 16th, right? Okay, so look at that. So what was he, 28 years old? 9, and then 19. So it looks like he was on his 28th birthday, it looks like. Again, if I'm not mistaken, on the fly. But it was released on his birthday. Look at his second studio album, Punk, released a couple years later. And you see that last studio album, we'll get into that here in a little bit. Business is Business, released June 23rd, 2023. Now, I put this question mark because I'm doing, I'm putting this together and I'm like, Young Thug first album, and look what pops up here at the top. It says My Side of the Tracks. All right? It says Young Thug first album. Okay, and I put the question mark because look how it says release in 2004. Okay, and I'm like, I look at that album cover and there's not a lot that pulled up with that. But I look at the album cover over on the left, and I'm thinking that this is just another Young Thug character where maybe they just like hijacked the name, right? Because if you look on that album cover over on the left, now Young Thug would be, let's see, he's born in 91, so he would be what, 13 years old roughly? So I don't think that that's a 13-year-old Young Thug that we know on that album cover there on the left, right? So I'm thinking they hijacked that character's name somehow. And if anybody knows anything else on that, let me know in the comments, okay? But I wanted to include it here, and I'm not getting any more info on that album. So, but look at the picture up there, and that appears to be Young Thug up there, right? As I searched on Google, but I don't think so because that just doesn't look like a 13-year-old down there on the cover. So again, my conclusion is that's just another character. And when we go back here and look, I don't see that album anywhere when I went up and down his Wikipedia. So, okay, but I still wanted to include it because look at this. Oh, okay. Yeah, and it says right here Young Thug began his musical career in 2010, debuting as a guest appearance on rapper True Royal's song She Can Go. So if he began his musical career in 2010, then there's no way that that's him. Yeah? So I don't know if a lot of y'all knew that, okay? So apparently there was another Young Thug, and he's got T period, H period, U period, G period, like abbreviated, those letters abbreviated for words. Okay? So there may be something to that. But when I look on his Wikipedia, the actual Young Thug the mainstream Young Thug, the main character that we're speaking of here, it says Thug retroactively rendered as a backronym for truly humble under God. Okay? So that kind of goes along with that as well. Okay? So I don't know how much of this character was uh maybe I say hijacked, but just taken or copied from maybe this other Young Thug guy. And that's the only, when I looked up that album there, My Side of the Tracks, that's like the only thing that was popping up. And maybe some other questionable photos that I couldn't pinpoint. Okay? So look at this though. Isn't this interesting? Okay, so we have the ciphers here, right? So look, even My Side of the Tracks though matches with Jeffery Lamar Williams Jr., the mainstream character Young Thug, American rapper. Okay? So, how does this work? Jeffery Williams Jr., you get 201 and 258 just like My Side of the Tracks. And again, you see the question mark because it doesn't appear to be the same Young Thug. But how does the album sync up with Jeffery Williams Jr., and even Jeffery, you get 75, and My Side of the Tracks also has 75. Not to mention, you see the 201, and then we go back here, and it's just a mix-up of that 120 with Atlanta, trap music. We know that's the real Young Thug there. Or I shouldn't say the real if they kind of took this maybe the style and everything from that other guy. But anyways, you get the 120, 120, and then the actual debut 120 for Jeffrey, right? And it's just the mix up of that 201. So that's, again, if somebody else knows more on that, let me know. But wow, right? And even with the release that pops up when I'm doing my Googles here, my side of the tracks, another question mark, because that's still questionable, right? Look, it says release date January 1st, 2004, and we had the 2004 date right there with that album, right? But look, that's 138 days after Jeffrey Williams Young Thug's birthday. And Young Thug equals 138 in the forward cipher, A being 1, 26 letters in the alphabet, Z being 26. What's up with that? And I noticed with his birthday, August 16th, 16 plus 8 is 24. Now we're in the year 24. And Jeffrey Young Thug Williams having a massive year this year, okay, as he has climbed the ranks, because his popularity is just through the roof now. And think about where it all started with that feminine agenda, right? You know what I mean? And you see how that hits now in the year 24. And as I mentioned, we'll see if that goes away as the cycle goes on, right? So I think that's all I wanted to bring up with that. And there's the back of that album cover. I didn't squint really hard to read all of that, but that's the other, I guess we could say, the original Young Thug, because if that album hit in 2004, Young Thug was 13ish. Okay, and y'all let me know, is it possible that that's Young Thug on the left at like age 13? I don't think so. I mean, I've never seen a 13-year-old, like that, look like that old, right? I mean, I've seen 13-year-olds with kind of like a pinner mustache. It looks like that guy's got a mustache, but I don't know. I don't think so. But y'all let me know about that. I'm trying to he's got thank you and F you on the back of that album. But I'm not squinting to read all of that. But we'll just leave that there. That's definitely interesting. So here is the last studio album. They showed 3 for him and like a whole crap load of mixtapes and all of that, right? And a bunch of features or whatever. But here is, according to Google, this is what we get for his last studio album release, Business is Business. 2023, his 3rd studio album was released while he was incarcerated due to the ongoing racketeering case that we were speaking of earlier, okay? Well, look at this. A 55-day span. It released June 23rd, 2023. So on the 23rd in the year 23. So if you just include that date and you run it to his next birthday from start to end, a 55-day span, and his last name Williams equals 55. Okay, in reverse reduction. Let me let y'all know again. Reverse the alphabet. Q would be the 10th letter going that direction. Okay, 1 plus 0 is 1. And then you just do that, so on, get all single digits. Williams equals 55 to go with the 55-day span there from that release to his birthday in 2023, all right? And released through YSL Records, distributed by Atlantic and 300 Entertainment, all right? And here is just another photo with some tracks off of that album. I see that there's 15 tracks And that's going to go heavy with an upcoming slide. Hopefully I can remember. Okay. And check this out. After releasing the first 3 installments of his mixtape series, I Came From Nothing, throughout 2011 and 2012, Young Thug caught the attention of fellow Atlanta-based rapper Gucci Mane, who went on to sign Young Thug to his label 1017, Brick Squad Records, and Asylum Atlantic imprint in 2013. 20 plus 13 is 33. And you see, after releasing the first 3 installments, oh, you see? And Jeffery equals 33. Young Thug equals 33. The same cipher. He is currently age 33. Look at his last birthday, August 16th. It left 137 days in the year. 137 is the 33rd prime number. All right? And YSL Records, distributed by Atlantic Records, and 300 Entertainment. Another 3. And don't forget that the 15 tracks right there on that album that was released while he was incarcerated. All right? Because that's going to hit right now. But how about that? So he's connected to Gucci Mane. And then as we go back here, the connection to Birdman as well. That's interesting, right? Birdman, Gucci Mane, but you get the E. Interesting, right? And you see his launch of Rich Gang in 2014. So a lot of connections going on here for sure. So let's go forward. Appreciate y'all if you've made it this far. That is very interesting with the Birdman, Gucci Man, right? Okay. So I didn't really know what I had with Thug. Gucci Mane says here. He says, I was just taking a chance. A week later, I was like, oh, he's a star. Once we did a video and I seen Thug doing the video, I'm like, he's a star. He out of here. And I started putting more focus on him. Gucci also said that he's a genuine fan of the latest generation of breakout hip-hop artists and that he's inspired by their come up. They're creative, they're smart, they're marketing themselves. He explained, they some little geniuses. That's how I'm thinking now. So when I see them, hey, I like what you got going on. And I'm not being fake about it, even if I'm not the biggest fan of their music or whatever. And you see him on that album cover. Didn't 50 Cent and Young Thug looking very feminine there next to Gucci? But didn't 50 Cent and Soulja Boy have a somewhat similar cover that was also questionable? Was it the same magazine? Possibly. Okay, but that's interesting, right? And there it is with the YSL 300, another 3. Okay. Atlantic. Isn't that interesting? Atlantic, and he's born in Atlanta. I don't know if that's not as I almost didn't catch that, but that's wild. Okay. And what else does it say here? Member of Bankroll Mafia, Rich Gang. So you get all of these groups. Cash Money 1017, Brick Squad. It says Cash Money 1017. I didn't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Somebody also let me know. I thought Gucci Mane 1017 was. Oh, okay. So I'm guessing maybe all of it's just under Atlantic. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Even notice how it says, yeah, y'all let me know in the comments if I misspoke on any of that. But we have the facts here that we're going on, and we know what's undeniable here. So regardless of the little filler info I give you, look at years active. You even get 2010 to present. So you get that 201 in there again, like the 120, right? 201, 120, as we saw there, that matched with this album that doesn't appear to be his, but you got the same name. And then you get those 120s, right? So you see these numbers kind of repeating, and the 33 hits huge there. There's a deeper connection with the 33 if you want to look into like maybe the Lodge in Atlanta and all of that. I used to mention that stuff a lot, if Masonry, but I mean, a lot of that stuff to me is like hearsay. I mean, they give us things we can read online, but I think a lot of it's like speculation. I don't want to sit up here and be like, oh, this is what I think they do as a member of this organization. You know what I mean? I like to just show you these facts with the language and such that are right in front of our face like this, okay? Because none of the stuff that I'm saying is my opinion. This is all stuff that's been shown to us. And like the alphabet and how these letters have number values attached to them, just with the language we speak, the alphabet, forwards, reverse, reduction, ciphers, that stuff's a fact, okay? Nobody can they may, we may have mainstream the masses out there who are like, oh, I don't believe that or whatever. Okay, you don't have to believe it, but it's still a fact that Jeffrey equals 33, Young Thug equals 33, 20 plus 13 is 33, right? 300 like 3, age 33, birthday leaves 137 days, 33rd prime. That's all facts, okay? And still remember the 15 tracks on that last album. Okay? So look. It says it, look at this. Criminal enterprise, right? In court, he acknowledged YSL is a criminal enterprise and he committed several crimes on behalf and as part of the group. That's what it says here on Google, okay? Look at this. Criminal enterprise equals 100 in the reduction cipher, and it's 100-day span from his arrest date, May 9th, 2022. Fast forward to his next birthday, August 16th, 2022, from start to end. 100-day span, and criminal enterprise has that 100. What's up with that? Huh? Okay, so he's arrested May 9th, 2022. Right? So let me get off of the blank screen. That might help, right? Let me get off of the blank screen real quick. Okay, so I resumed just in time here as the blank screen went away. So, okay, so apparently I'm still recording. I better be, right? I don't know if I can recreate this. But apparently I'm recording. So let's play this. All right, so this footage may be like slightly blurry. Maybe it'll clear up as we go. But it is what it is for now. So apparently I'm back here rolling. So let's just let's play this footage.
Now at 4, a looming mistrial in the YSL RICO case, the longest criminal trial in state history involving rapper Young Thug, could be coming to an end.
Atlanta News First reporter Brittany Ford live at the Fulton County Courthouse. And Brittany, we've learned that there are plea deals on the table.
Well, yeah, and the judge actually abruptly canceled court today, but we did see the prosecution and defense attorneys go into the courtroom for several hours and can confirm plea deals are being discussed. But take a look at your screen here. This was a look inside the courtroom yesterday as Judge Paige Whitaker dismissed court with a pending mistrial motion. Now, almost 24 hours later, we still do not have a decision on that mistrial.
All right, and if it just buffers there, that's okay, because we don't really need to see more of that. So okay, so I'm still playing here. So let me just skip to the next slide, which will be fine by me. Let's see, right here. Boom, that works right there. Remember I told you to oh, here's another video here. Let's see if this is gonna. They're just like welcoming home they're welcoming him home real quick. Let me see if this is gonna play. If not, we'll just skip it.
Jack up. Pick it up. Yeah. Pick it up. Pick that shit up, kid.
Back to business. That's shady too, man. That's shady.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Look, I've been in prison before and been released or whatever. I get it, but with all the feminine stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, you call it noisy.
It's like, here's money. You know, everything's based on money, apparently. Okay, look, I told you to remember that 15. There was 15 tracks on that Business is Business album. That's apparently on the back of the album. I saw 15 tracks with the pick earlier. And look, Thug was sentenced to 15 years probation. Atlanta equals 15. All right. In a shrewd move, Thug's legal team, spearheaded by Brian Still, opted for a non-negotiated guilty plea. The plan worked in their favor, as Young Thug was sentenced to 15 years probation with no time to be served in prison after already having spent 2 years in custody. All right. Just being in custody, I mean, I'm not saying he really was or whatever, or wasn't. But speaking from experience, just being in custody, like in jail, sucks. You know, usually the guys are like, get me to prison now, because, you know, there's a little bit more things to offer you because you're settled in prison, right? So they're going to have more things available to you. Being in custody, it's just like, this is all you need to get by. Here's a bag of food, throw it at you. Anyways, not saying that's the case for these celebrities, right? But Thug's release sparked shockwaves across social media, resulting in glowing comments from T.I., Travis Scott. Ooh, look, Sexy Red. Are you serious? Sexy Red. That's not a coincidence. Remember, we mentioned earlier, probably his sister, but they don't want to tell you that. Or they're just doing something shady behind the scenes with those 3 letters. D. DNA, DNA, DNA. That's the best way I can say it. Excuse if you hear the construction in the background. Hopefully I'm still recording here. Let's see. Apparently, okay, I am still recording. Cool. Whew. Right? So, with all eyes on Thug, his next moves will be imperative, mainly because of the restrictions of his probation and the limitations of what he can rap about, as well as 2024 winds down. Questions will arise regarding new music, his relationship with Gunna. Think about it. Gunna, you got Gun in the name. I mean, come on, man. Right? Where were you on the night in question? I was hanging out with Gunna. Did you commit this crime, this act of violence, Mr. Jeffery Williams? No, I didn't. I was just hanging out with Gunna all day. And look how it says relationship. That's shady. Think about, the dresses and the feminine agenda. That's interesting. They put relationship right there. Now we obviously know you can have relationships with different types of people. That's just interesting, right? When will we see him on stage again? And more as Thug returns to a rap world where everyone is waiting to see what he does next. And I think he had like a first day out. Young Thug first day out. He had this first day out video here, I guess. Obviously I can't play it. And we know they're gonna hit us with the ad, but maybe I can maybe we can just there it is right there. There's the cover, I guess.
Take full responsibility for, my crimes.
And that's about all I want to hit on that. So apparently that just came out I think a few weeks ago. Right? And will Google let me know? This is just kind of on the fly before we end our breakdown. Name Young Thug's top songs.
Here is information from Corb.net.
Havana, and they got the streams. Havana looks like a big one. Right there, Havana, Goodbyes, and these say featuring Young Thug. I don't. I'm guessing that those are his songs. I guess. It says featuring though, so I'm not sure if there's another character connected there. Trance with Travis Scott and Young Thug. Pick Up the Phone featuring Quavo. He kind of looks like one of the Migos, I ain't gonna lie. He kind of looks like Takeoff a lot, if you ask me. So anyways, hopefully everything recorded well, because I there's no way I don't see myself recreating all of that. They need to figure out something on here that lets us know, okay, everything's good when you're recording. And he's got the sweater with the rabbits here. Is that a rabbit? And remember, he had the wolf on the sweater in court. And there was a lot of connections with that. That crossed over to a bunch of main trending stories that I've covered on my other channels. But, this has been the Young Thug breakdown. And I hope y'all enjoyed it. Oops, I didn't really want to have that in there. But amazing. I appreciate everybody. I do this for a hobby. I do it because I think I see these connections easily. And, discovering this code and all of the deception that's been going on with the world stage and the characters, the puppets they provide us to distract us. That's why I call this channel Puppets on Strings. Okay? Right? So Math 2 Con 2 Puppets on Strings. I do special breakdowns on this channel. I have books I read from where I also put the number connections as well. Special character breakdowns, special events in history that I want to break down. I've done It's Your Birthday breakdowns here where I'll give you a presentation like this on the character's birthday, which is, I think, also, maybe puts me apart, separates me a little bit from other decoders. And I may come with one of those. If anybody has any requests on anything I just mentioned for this channel, go ahead and let me know. So the Young Thug breakdown, okay? Math 2 Con 2, Puppets on Strings. I hope you enjoyed. There's always more, but we'll leave it at that. All right? I appreciate everybody. Until next time.